Look, mate, I know you want to start more games, but so does everybody else in the squad. Yes, I know that I said you could be a star player, but you wouldn't have signed for me if I didn't tell you that. All right, mate, you can start more games. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to a quick, let's call it a tutorial on what to do with player promises. And I think we've all been there, haven't we? We promised a guy he's going to be a star player because otherwise he won't sign with you. And then it gets to actually playing him and you've got 10 other guys that are star part players or important players or regular starters and someone gets unhappy. Well, you can see here I've got a little bit of that situation here with my Queen of the South side where a few players want to be playing more games and I promised them that they can play. I would say make sure if you are going to promise them that they're going to play, just only promise it to players that are going to play, because otherwise you just end up causing a bigger problem for yourself. And if you look at the guys here that I've promised, Jesus Toro, we've promised him a regular starter. He's a wonder kid, 19. Long term, I want him around, so I'm not disappointed to have to play him. So that's absolutely fine. I don't mind promising him that. And the other guy we've promised is Jan Hansen, I should say. And again, a very good left back, and to be honest, the only reason that these guys aren't playing is because I've been rotating with Europe and league football, just trying to keep everybody fresh. So that's the reason why they haven't been playing. But if you have a player that, let's say Rezaev here, who I've also promised he can play. I mean, he's very much a backup. He's in the squad as a fringe player. So I promise him he can play, and if he plays 3 games, you know, out of 10, he's fairly happy with that. But what I wouldn't want to do is promise him he's going to be a star player and then end up breaking that promise, because then he becomes unhappy if he's someone that, if you go to dynamics here, if you go to your hierarchy, if you're breaking promises to guys that are at the top of this pyramid, then it starts to become a really big issue in the squad, because people will take his side over yours and then they get unhappy and then it just becomes a whole thing. And as you can see, generally speaking, I've been able to keep everybody happy. Hansen is one of them who isn't particularly supporting of me, but that's because he wants to play more football, isn't it? Now, if you're wondering how to keep track of your promises and how you're going, if you go up to home here and then across the promises, it'll let you know exactly how we've been going. Now, I actually did fail with Hansen. I had him; he was happy with. You can see here, pleased with playing time, Toro, and I've got 17 days left to fulfill that promise. And Rezaev, see again, I'm going to have to play him a couple of games just so that goes back green again. And I promised Hansen again that he'll play more, so that will happen because he's a very good left back for us. So yeah, you can see I've succeeded with 2 other guys, but this is basically where you would keep track of how it's going. And what I would say is learn my lesson from Hansen here. He was green. I rested him for a game, and then with the 5 days to go, the promise, and then he was upset at playing time. When you get towards the last game or so of the promise, particularly the last game, just play him in it. It's not worth, trust me. I had to have a big conversation with Hansen and then hope that he didn't hold it against me. Last game, just play them before the promise is up. So I hope this is going to be helpful for some people. Like I say, just only promise players things that you intend to keep. And yeah, if you want to keep track of how it's going, this is where you do it. Until next time, if you have enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. And if you're looking for some other tutorials that I've done, then why not check them out here. Take care.